Hi, everyone. Welcome to the 2023 Lush Spring Prize. This is the fifth round of the Spring Prize, which is a biannual award that celebrates regeneration in all its forms. It's a very special night as we're joined by friends from across the world, both online and in person. And after tonight's ceremony, the Spring Prize will have given out over £1 million to 69 projects on almost every continent.
How incredible. How incredible. I genuinely think we should have another round of applause for that. That's incredible. And tonight, we have the privilege of meeting 17 of those prize recipients and learning about their stories and the reasons they've been awarded. But the Spring Prize isn't just about an award ceremony. It's not just about today and tonight. It's a whole plethora of events over the whole week. And we're here in Berlin to learn from one another, hear each other's stories, and learn about best practices of regeneration around the world.
I'm Mona. And this is Fisayo, and we are part of Untelevised, which is a media platform set up especially to document grassroots work and to make politics and social change more accessible to those who may not be familiar with it or who may not be politicized already.
Yeah, and we're really privileged to be here for the second time. We launched the last Lush Spring Prize in 2021, which feels like a long time ago now. And because of the impacts of the pandemic, we did that virtually in Glasgow amidst the COP26 conference. So very different this time, but as exciting. And we're even more excited to be sharing the stage with someone new this time. This is Aja Barber, and she's an author and activist.
I am positively honored to be here with you all tonight to celebrate regeneration around the world. And of course, the Lush Spring Prize is not just about tonight. It's about reframing the subtext. It's about shifting the narrative that governs our social and political systems. And it's about keeping this beautiful energy in this room going all year round in order to support the projects that we are hearing about. We need to move away from cultures built on extracting value and causing harm to both people and our living planet, and towards cultures rooted in regeneration and life-giving and nurturing. This is a long and ongoing process, and while you're watching tonight, we invite you to think about how you can share the stories you hear tonight and how you can support the regenerative movements and learn from the prize recipients who are bringing these ideas to life and putting words into action.
So, out of the 17 recipients tonight, only 15 of them are here with us in the room. 2 of them, Bijwan from India and Unidos from Uganda, could not be here tonight due to the insane and hostile border restrictions that we're seeing across Europe. Meaning that at every Spring Prize, there have been recipients who've not been able to be there in person to receive their awards, which is something we really actually want to mark and acknowledge.
Yeah, it's a real damning indictment on our society that despite all of the damage that the global North and Europe have done, especially to the global South, there are still such harsh restrictions on the people that are trying to heal these wounds, and meaning that they can't even come to receive an award, to receive a prize.
We need to make sure that if we're going to solve the problems, everyone gets to be in the room. So I invite you to give thanks to the fantastic people and organizations from afar, and also to dream with us. What could it look like if the ideals of regeneration entered into the political landscape? Tonight, we invite you to listen and learn with us. Each prize recipient is demonstrating ways to make real and meaningful change in their communities. So, let's get started. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm ready.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay, so for the first award tonight, we're going to start where it all starts, or where it all should start, with ancient and indigenous wisdom. And in order to award this award, I'm going to ask Anne and Jessica, two of the Spring Prize judges, to come and join me on stage. Hello, guys.
Hi.
So the Ancient and Indigenous Wisdom Award, which I believe is one of the newer Spring Prize categories, is there to recognize those people and projects who are fighting to still keep this crucial knowledge and wisdom alive in a world that is intent on either extracting from it or eradicating it.
There were 10 shortlisted nominations for the Ancient and Indigenous Wisdom Award. These are a Xinhuaca Sapara Women's Association, Associação Rede de Sementes do Xingu, Cooperativa Agropecuária de Servicios Tonanzintlali, Instituto Janeraca, Jupago Crecá Collective, Organización Guarani de Pastaça, OAP, Revive Revolution, the Mulocot Foundation, Tribes and Nature's Defenders, and Tuktukilal Regenerative Center.
There are 3 prize recipients of the Ancient and Indigenous Wisdom Award this year. Each will receive £7,000, which has been provided by Be the Earth Foundation and Lush. The first award goes to Ashinyauqua Sapara Women's Association, Ecuador.
Nosotros somos de la Asociación de Mujeres Zapata, trabajamos en regeneración de la tierra y de los árboles. Sembramos en los lugares donde está derrumbado, ahí sembramos árboles que no pueden derrumbar, y eso es lo que hacemos las mujeres zaparas. Haciendo acá la regeneración de los árboles y la tierra. Nosotros como asociación de mujeres hemos hecho muchas cosas en las comunidades zapara, donde ellos ya querían explotar. Durante 15 años hemos hecho tantas cosas para que ellos no exploten. Hemos entrado en el lugar, hemos mantenido. La representante de asociación ha movido nacional e internacional buscando apoyo y hemos logrado internacionalmente y dentro del Ecuador. A pesar que los gobiernos de turno han maltratado a nuestra compañera sobre estas cosas, pero a pesar de eso, nosotros somos bien orgullosas de estar en la comunidad, con las comunidades, viviendo, disfrutando la selva y intacto lo que mantenemos nosotros. El éxito ha sido para nosotros la selva, los ríos, los humanos indígenas y el espacio en el mundo que los espíritus están felices por proteger por nuestro trabajo. Y también los humanos como indígenas sentimos muy felices por este espacio que hemos logrado. Los espíritus se sienten felices para toda la humanidad.
Congratulations. Now I have 2 microphones. Buenas noches.
Hello. Thank you, Lush, for this prize. This prize is very important for me, for my territory, and for the Zapara people. We're very small, and our territory is very large. So, very many companies come to us and they never have acknowledged us. In my culture, God is called Pia Chao. Pia Chao has asked for us to keep the territory. We as Apara women, we will take care of our territory for the future, for our children, and for whenever we're no longer there, they will continue to struggle. And that will be the future. We are happy there. We still live very happily in nature. Now we're at a different place, but we will leave that nature for the future. Thank you, Lush, and thank you, dear comrades. And thank you, everybody who works in Lush, Alex, and everybody else. You're a great woman. I met her some time ago, and I think that the Amazon is happier because you are there also for us. The Amazon is not just for the indigenous peoples. No, everybody in the world is part of the Amazon. Thank you.
Next recipient, Instituto Janeraca from Brazil.
Essa música significa para nós, né, para a gente se juntar, né, período de Ki, né, para a gente entrar, quando os guerreiros vão se conectar e vão de encontro, né, com os mais velhos, né, e trazer assim nosso espírito para cá, né, para a gente junto poder cantar, lutar junto.
Pai, aí pagar maracaco. Me veja permengi, aí pagar o fuso de kirame, aí pagar pi. Que já me veja per kita já tá Maria mu pengen kuevera já pene pipera. O jeingi ore moaya ivika. Ore mai paviko ore kaare ore ire. Que já é pro pete furigitao o jei taipe peti peaka teje matiu daria jembo el que je a era mu ki maria mu pengi o rera que je kimbi veje pete jata.
No, there's one of them, yeah. Okay, and the third award in this category goes to Musu Runakuna from Colombia.
Nuestro proyecto Musurunacuna, Aldea Ancestral Ambiental y Empresarial, volviendo al origen, pretende implementar todos los componentes de nuestro plan de vida. Empresas para lograr autonomía económica, infraestructura ancestral, salud, medicina, educación, agricultura propia, entre otros, con el fin de garantizar nuestra pervivencia física y cultural. La regeneración es un sentir y un hacer, un proceso y una consecuencia del actuar consciente, respetuoso hacia los demás, con nosotros mismos y con el entorno. Así entonces, la regeneración se puede dar en diferentes ámbitos: ambiental, política, social, económica, cultural. En la comunidad musurunacuna, víctima del conflicto armado colombiano y damnificada por la avenida pluviotorrencial del 2017, en Mocoa, mediante capacitaciones, participación en la toma de decisiones, donde todos orientan y aportan ideas para lograr una reconstrucción integral y ser una aldea ancestral, ambiental y empresarial. El éxito, desde mi visión del mundo, es que todos los pueblos de la tierra podamos tener una vida digna, con las necesidades básicas satisfechas, con salud, alegría, paz y un territorio donde podamos echar raíces y plasmar nuestros sueños.
Okay. Congratulations, everyone. I'm sure there is so much people want to ask you, and I'm going to say to everyone, obviously, as you know, everyone's here tonight, tomorrow, next couple of days to kind of continue these conversations. But I want to ask each of you, briefly, if you can, to tell us, how do you manage to kind of do work which uses this ancient wisdom but sort of like keeps it up to date or integrates it into the world as it changes, or that, you know, keeps newer generations engaged? We can start maybe from, whoever wants to go first, actually. Oh, okay. Maybe someone else wants to answer until she gets a headset. And I'll say it again.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Lush. And I want to thank the whole team of Lush and the people who support Lush around this initiative for strengthening the processes which are grassroots all over the place, which are community-based all over the place, all over the planet. It is a great luxury for us to be here sharing this space with you all and telling you about our work in our community. Regarding your question, actually, in our case in particular, we consider that our strength and what actually can help us as Inca people into the future is keeping the thinking of our ancestors, the wisdom of our ancestors. Their words and their thinking is the path to the future. There is a slogan in our community, it's not yet been written, and it says in our tongue. And that translated into English would be, the thought of our ancestor is the life of the new generations. And we are deeply convinced that the path of our ancestors is a path calling for peace, for unity, for solidarity, for working together, working in a community, for mutual respect as persons, as individuals, but also respect to the earth. So for our case, in particular, we suffered from different types of violence. Forgiveness is also part of the path away to ahead part of the path into the future. It's not been easy. There's been a lot of pain in us. People who are dear to us have been murdered. We've lost our lands. We've lost very many things, but we had to put that aside. Springing from and based on our wisdom, we had to choose a different path to mourning. So the words of our ancestors are the light to our future. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm not sure what time it is, but first of all, I'd like to thank the Great Spirit and also to thank my family and who's sitting here, and Louisa, who's a great friend of ours, as well as the whole Lush team. For me, it's been a lovely but also sad experience because my father should have been here with me, and I think it's very sad for me to be here without him. So in a few words, I just want to say that I'm dedicating the support I've received to his memory because he wanted to protect the earth so much through his song, and he wanted to show that life, love, holding are all important, and they're all present in the forest. And we managed to be happy with the little that we have in this world that we're living in, which is so difficult to live in. But he left his last song. We managed to locate the place where my grandmother and grandfather are buried as well. So he wanted so much support to us in Belém and Pará. So we're going to dedicate the support that we've received from you tonight to his memory. And I just want to express my gratitude. I don't know what to say. Deep gratitude. I forgot to mention that the first time he left the village was to visit Germany. So I'm here again in Germany with you, and I'm very grateful for it.
Muito obrigada, verdadeiramente. Temos ainda alguns minutos, então se você quiser...
Yes, you can hear me now, yes. I can do it fast.
Gracias, Lush.
Lush. Thank you, because my Sapara people, we have not yet been colonized. We don't want to colonize, and we don't want to be colonized, because whatever my ancestors left, we want to keep it that way. This prize will help us not to be colonized. We don't want anything. We don't want money. We don't want anything. We are defending the Amazon, and we will continue to take care of my territory. Thank you very much, Lush.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to hand over to Aja.
I've had the pleasure to get to know a lot of the recipients in these past few days, and my breath is taken away by listening to them speak about their stories, and I hope that these stories stay with you way past tonight. So thank you to all the fantastic recipients of the Ancient and Indigenous Wisdom Award. I would now like to welcome to the stage my good friend, Assad Raymond and George McAllister, to help me with the next category, the Influence Award. This prize is for local, national, and international organizations and networks that have a core focus on campaigning or lobbying to influence policy, regulation, or public opinion in support of regeneration. It is aimed at supporting those who are changing the context in which we are all working, who are helping to build and strengthen the regenerative movement.
Thank you. There were 10 amazing shortlisted nominations for the Influence Award this year. These include Eco House Global, Fiesta, the Foundation for Economics of Sustainability, Rawa Fund, 6 Inches of Soil, the Ethos Fellowship, the European Coordination Via Campesina, the Yorenka Tassarensi Institute, Think Like a Tree, and Tree Talk Plus.
There are 2 prize recipients of the Influence Award this year. Each will receive £25,000, and I'm delighted that first that we can celebrate the work of the European Coordination of Via Campesina.
As a collection of farmers and farm workers organisations, we strive every day to bring about the systemic change needed to improve the European agricultural model, promoting diverse and sustainable farming and peasant farming, and addressing enormous environmental and political challenges. We advocate for policies that ensure farmers can feed populations with local, healthy food whilst working in dignified conditions. Through unified and coordinated actions across Europe, we look to impact and reshape EU policy. Today, peasants face many challenges, such as climate change and biodiversity loss, which impact directly on our fields, or the agricultural crisis worsened by the geopolitical situation. We recognise the need to act to change this. That's why we promote agroecological production models that work with nature, not against it. We believe regeneration in agriculture is rooted in traditional farmer knowledge and concerns the conservation of and access to natural resources such as seeds, land, or water. This process relies on farmer-to-farmer, intergenerational, and experience-based learning processes, and we work to share this vision with decision-makers to make it a reality. We believe that social change is possible through rights holders reclaiming and protecting their rights. In ECVC, we look at regeneration in a holistic way. True regeneration must take place at different levels in order to last. Peasant farmers are not merely involved, but rather are the organisation, and this means that our agroecological vision of regeneration is at the core of everything we do. We consolidate our experiences, positions, and best practices to facilitate communication between peasant farmers across Europe and with European and international policymakers.
Which one do you want? Both.
Great.
There you are.
Stay with me.
Yep.
And the second prize goes to, for their amazing work across the occupied Palestinian territory, to the Rawa Fund.
Through experts better plant-making support, knowledge and advocacy programs, RAWA contributes to building a stronger, more interconnected and better resource network of grassroots community initiatives across Palestine. RAWA works to strengthen an emancipatory, resilient Palestinian social ecosystem capable of resisting the Israeli colonial regime. We push back against NGOization and aid dependency, supporting creative grassroots-led alternatives that return power to the community. Regeneration means to use our local available resources to flourish beyond notions of sustainability and zero harm. Regeneration is about maintaining an independent ability to create and decide what our footprint will be, in action and thought. We integrate regeneration through strengthening resilience and dependency by offering non-conditional funding to initiatives that reclaim community power in decision-making. Success is where we radically shift the power dynamics in the favor of communities, and when more funders see the wisdom and justice in this approach, it's when Palestinian initiatives move their work forward through the independent and resilient allocation of resources. The greatest change we would like to see in the world is to give power to the people to lead liberatory change under the reality of oppression.
Come sit. Oh. Come on, sit and chat with us. Congratulations to all of you. So it's clear that we need change at all levels, and individual action, we can do that, but we definitely need collective action and political action as well. And as Influence Prize recipients, how do we influence wider cultural spaces?
Yes, I can. First of all, I want to thank Lush for granting us this award. It will really help us with continuing to do our work. So how are we going to do this? What we see is that there are lots of grassroots initiatives, as you said, also individual initiatives coming up, doing a lot of great work. But what we need to do more is to forge networks between these initiatives, right? To join our forces and become a larger force. A force that also ensures that we as farmers, but also indigenous people and other marginalized groups can have a voice and can represent themselves within policy spaces, within institutional spaces. And we also need to make sure that we join our different movements, right? We have now a peasant movement. We should work more together with indigenous movements, with environmental movements, with climate movements, and rather than claiming a space or having tensions amongst ourselves, unite our struggles against neoliberal capitalism.
I'm going to ask you to repeat the question, please.
Yeah, how do we influence on the wider cultural spaces? How do we influence at a political level, at a bigger level than just us as individuals?
I think it happens spontaneously if you allow the space, if you empower the people who are already doing their work. Like, people are doing amazing stuff all over the world. They just need more recognition and space to flourish and support. And yeah, to work in groups, networking, help each other. But I think it happens spontaneously. We just need to allow more spaces and tools to bring it up, maybe.
That's perfect.
I can add to these 2 points that also sharing the experience of the initiatives who work makes a good difference because they see an example in front of them. And I think this will leads to a good influence to the others, like to follow these models. That's it.
Short and sweet. Thank you very much, all of you.
a massive congratulations to all the prize recipients so far. I'm now going to move on to the next category, which is the Intentional Award. And the Intentional Award is quite unique because it awards new ideas and projects. And that's rare for funding or prizes to recognize projects that are in their infancy, because usually projects are asked to prove their worth with time. So it's really exciting to be presenting such a unique and innovative award. I want to welcome to stage Ruth and Alex from Lush to help me to hand out the awards.
Thank you. Go, great woman.
So, the intentional category is full of new and inspiring ideas and projects. This award recognises the importance of giving new ideas a bit of financial and moral support to help in bringing them to life. There were 15 shortlisted nominations for the Intentional Prize, which included Al Mansor River Residents Association, Bijvan, Fundo Abrazo, Green Shoots Resources Organisation, La Finca Agroecology Farm, Maikarama, Nourish All, Revival of Kutumba with the Cons, Sisaka Indigenous Batwa Farmers Group Project, SGGIMA, Taniala Regenerative Camp, Tatanaki, Tekio Network Weaver, Vanashpati Basha Collaborative, and Wurzel Park Amsterdam.
And there are 4 amazing prize recipients in the Intentional Projects category this year, and each will receive £10,000. And the first one is Bijvan from India.
Bijvan is based in Khanand, a small village in Karjat, between the west coast and Sayadri mountains in Maharashtra, India. Central to Bijvan's vision is reviving the practice of seed saving, thereby generating livelihood, securing food and nutrition for the food grower. We are creating small-scale local solutions to transform villages into biodiversity hotspots and respond to the climate crisis in viable ways, while also addressing health and inequalities at the local level. Regeneration for Bijvan is bringing back a holistic approach to farming that is not human-centered. It nurtures and creates a habitat for all local species. Regeneration also is the conservation of traditional wisdom and community practices that have been forgotten. Bijvan's framework for regeneration brings together indigenous communities in reviving the ecosystem, economy, and socio-cultural practices co-designed by farmers and Bijvan's founders. Bijvan is focused on holistic regenerative practices, social, economic, and environmental. The model farm is converting barren land into a thriving habitat. The conservation of native seeds and regeneration of perennial food forests of the region will put an end to the exploitation of tribal farmers who are already distressed and reverse the trend of extinction of flora and fauna. The availability of seeds and a variety of produce opens up the opportunity for establishing farmers' markets in nearby towns and creating a supply chain connecting farmers to the consumers directly.
And unfortunately, Bijvan was one of the 2 recipients that couldn't be here today. So I'd like to invite a representative to take the award. Thank you.
We're extremely thankful to the whole
Thank you.
Spring Prize team and the panel of judges for considering us, giving us space, and for acknowledging our work at Bijvan. From all of us here, all our farmers, the community, our family, thank you so much. Special thanks to the judges, to Anna and Fran, who've been patiently listening to us through all these months and answering all the questions. I would love to thank my friend Habiba, who's there, who knew about Bijwan when I was only dreaming about it while I was living in Berlin. So thank you, Habiba. It's an honor that you've been there. You are there right now and collecting the award for us. I would like to congratulate all the other winners of the Spring Prize 2023 and would love to invite all of you here to India at Bijwan. Have fun, and we look forward to seeing all of you at some point in life. Thank you. Bye.
I'm glad you're with me, Alex. And then they also asked us to send the video back of this whole part, so I'm glad that we cheered them really loudly. And the second winner in this category, the second recipient, is Mykorama from Greece.
Mykorama was created on a permaculture farm in the Peloponnesian Mountains in Greece. And it's based on our trust in the infinite potential of fungi to support human health, restore our ecosystems, and reduce animal suffering. Everything we create returns to the earth either as a toxin or a food. And as the nutrient recyclers of our planet, mushrooms can teach us a lot about regeneration. To us, regeneration means more than simply just to sustain ourselves and our community, but to rejuvenate and grow together with others to build healthier systems. We aim to live in circles, so for us this means feeding the fungi with waste materials collected from local households and farms, growing the mushrooms on logs, in jars and in buckets instead of plastic bags, creating fully circular products, sharing and learning with our community through workshops and building collective food sovereignty. I want to see a creative, thriving and transformative fungi culture and industry in Greece that fascinates people, connects people, heals people, and creates solidarity among all living organisms. I think people can learn to be more like a mushroom, omnidirectional, interactive and distributive.
Such a pleasure. Join them.
Thank you.
The third prize recipient in this category is Taniala Regenerative Camps from Madagascar.
Notre projet consiste à créer des sites appelés Regenerative Camp dans différents villages de Madagascar pour montrer par l'exemple auprès des communautés qu'un autre modèle d'agriculture est possible. Une agriculture qui restaure les sols, assainit l'eau, enrichit la biodiversité et régénère des écosystèmes, tout en aidant à faire face au dérèglement climatique et à lutter contre la pauvreté. La régénération, c'est toute action qui contribue à léguer des sols vivants et des écosystèmes naturels et agricoles sains aux générations successives. La régénération, c'est faire revenir la vie sur les terres dégradées, faire renaître l'amour et la passion du vivant dans le cœur des humains. Grâce à notre modèle d'agriculture régénérative, nous intégrons l'arbre dans le système de culture locale pour réconcilier production agricole et forêt. L'installation de camps de base à proximité des communautés permet d'agir et d'être présent au plus proche des terres dégradées. Ces camps favorisent les échanges et partages d'expériences ainsi que l'apprentissage par la pratique et l'expérimentation.
Have a photo. And the fourth prize recipient in this category is Tekio.
Tekio is dedicated to setting up local networks made up of people working together to foster autonomy and improve the living conditions of the communities and working class districts of Chiapas. We want to defend and regenerate the Cuxitali Ecological Park, a community green space in a state of abandonment, with the structures and activities for sport, agroecology, education, and recreation too. For the native and rural communities of southern Mexico, the TKO is a form of collective work in which people get involvement in order to achieve a common good. That's what Regeneration is for us, to promote communities, practice, defending and restoring the natural and cultural resources, as well as caring for the health and education of the territories where we work. We are dedicated to creating and strengthening community work practices in each of our 4 areas of work: health, education, culture, and the environment. Success is for us to be able to contribute to the improvement of the living conditions of a person, elderly, adults, or children. We understand as the relation as a principle of the solidary self-fulfillment, relation on self, relations one's dreams and goals together with people who at the same time release their own.
So first of all, a massive congratulations to you all, including the young lady from Bijvan, who I could see was trying her best until the very end when she gave us all of her faces. So congratulations. So I'm really excited actually to be able to speak to you all, because you've all recently started a new regenerative project. And I think we need more people like you, basically, who not only see something they want to change, but actually take the steps to start making that change. But I acknowledge that that's also quite intimidating. Where does one start? So the question I want to ask you really is, what would your advice be for someone who maybe has identified something in their community that they want to change, but doesn't know where to start with making that change?
First of all, let me thank Lush in our native language. I will be very brief in my advice. It's a saying by Arthur H.
Do what you can. Thank you, Msoja.
Bueno, well, good evening to everyone. We are very grateful towards Lush for giving us this opportunity to be here to share with everyone about our project, and especially to give us the opportunity to know you all, because that's very important in order to be able to have some inspiration and keep moving forward. So that's very important for us to recognize the other projects as well, those who are here and those that aren't. Well, for this prize for us means for us a very important first start for us that really motivates us to keep going in the struggle. part of our motto is to listen, imagine, and so it's especially important for us to listen to the community's needs, whatever we are standing, and especially to participate of the needs. So Tekio is what we do and what we'll continue to do as part of this community, which we also belong to. So keep fighting continuously. Thank you.
Hello. I'd really like to say a big thank you to my community, especially to Mel, to Christos, to Fleddy, to Stathis. And I'd really like to say thank you to Lush and this opportunity and this responsibility to take the work that I feel important forward. And advice to someone who wants to start a project. I think if you have an idea that captures your fascination and you think has potential to support regeneration in your community, just go for it. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I love that advice because I think you captured two really important things. The first one being imagination and listening, because I think sometimes it's just giving yourself the freedom to imagine a different world, that things can be different. That is a stumbling block for a lot of people. I think the society that we live in stops us from imagining something different. So imagination is really important. And then I loved what everyone has said about just going for it, because you're completely right. We can overthink things, we can plan and plan and plan, but actually we all have things we can do in our environments to start making a change. So thank you for sharing that advice with us. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you, James. We always say everyone should just have a James in their back pocket as their little cheerleader following them around. Welcome back, everyone. I think there's a few people still trickling in. Hope you enjoyed your break and your non-interpreted time. The next award in the second half of this evening is the Young Award. So, as the word suggests, it's for younger projects, but not brand new projects. So projects that have been going for 1 to 5 years, who've kind of established themselves, proven their concept, and are now ready to grow and develop their work. And to present this award, I'd like to welcome another 2 judges from the Spring Prize, Philippa and Thomas.
Okay, good evening. So there were 15 shortlisted nominations for the Young Projects Award. All of them are listed in the website, in the Spring Prize website, so go and see them if you want to be inspired. And these included Agro Perma Lab Foundation, Associação Terra Sintrópica, Cabaret Sostenible, Cooperativa Agropecuária de Servicios Tonantzin Intlari, Dularia, Forest Without Frontiers, Instituto Janeraca, Kitty, Melly Bees Network, Middle Ground Growers, Organización Awarani de Pastaza, Perfect Village Communities, Rocha Viva, Ramwanja Rural Foundation, and Sporos Regeneration Institute.
I'm so glad you're here to do that list.
Yes. Yes. And there are 3 prize recipients in this category, and each being between 1 and 5 years old, so the young projects, and each will receive £20,000. Yeah? So
I believe so, yes,
and
I hope so.
The first one goes to Cooperativa Agropecuaria de Servicios Tonancintlali.
La cooperativa Tonancintlali, que en español significa Sagrada Madrecita Tierra, es una organización integrada por 22 mujeres indígenas Matagalpa. Todas nos dedicamos al cultivo de café al natural bajo sombra, en asocio con el bosque, con árboles frutales, maderables, con árboles semilleros. Y a partir del 2017 emprendimos un proyecto de agregación de valor a nuestras cosechas, en la que acopiamos, transformamos y comercializamos nuestro café bajo nuestra propia marca que se llama Café de Yacica, para generar una alternativa económica sostenible para el bienestar de todas nuestras familias. La regeneración viene siendo para nosotros una cuestión súper natural. De hecho, desde la cosmovisión espiritual indígena, nosotras hemos venido integrando los conocimientos tradicionales, ancestrales, en cada una de las etapas en que hemos venido desarrollando nuestro proceso de empoderamiento económico. Ahí no solamente cultivamos café, ahí también cultivamos banano, naranja, mandarina, cacao y otras frutas que no solamente nos sirven a nosotros como familia, de alimento a la familia, sino que también sirve de alimento a todos los seres vivos, a todos los animales que ahí habitan en el bosque, porque para nosotros el bosque, los animales y la familia somos uno solo. De manera individual, el éxito para mí es tener un equilibrio entre el bienestar económico y el bienestar espiritual en armonía con la naturaleza. Y desde la colectividad como organización, el éxito más grande que hemos alcanzado es haber sido reconocidas nuevamente como mujeres indígenas matagalpas. Y habernos reconocido políticamente como mujeres indígenas nos ha permitido revalorizar y potencializar nuestros conocimientos tradicionales ancestrales.
And the second prize goes to Organización Waorani de Pastaza, OWAP.
Para nosotros, regeneración significa algo que cumple su ciclo de vida, pero vuelve a nacer. Es lo cíclico. Nada agota como las plantas y el río. Se integra cuando nos conectamos con la naturaleza y la sabiduría ancestral, cuando compartimos en equipo, no solo en la oficina, sino en las comunidades, en el territorio, porque fluyen mejor las ideas y propósitos. El éxito es tener el territorio libre de amenazas e invasores, donde podemos vivir en armonía y unidad, y que se respeten nuestras formas de vida. Este canto nuestros abuelos, ancestros dedicaban a proteger, mantenían sanos nuestros territorios, nuestra cultura. Por eso nosotros también estamos siguiendo ese mismo proceso a seguir y mantener libre nuestro territorio sin la contaminación, como siguieron defendiendo nuestros abuelos y abuelas. Cuando con todos los abuelas y abuelos jóvenes vivían en armonía, eso es como transmitir en generación y mantenemos unidos siempre con toda la familia que vive en el territorio y también llamar a la unidad al mundo y a otros países que defiendan a este planeta que aún tenemos vivo, que es más importante el aire que respiramos.
And the final award in the young category goes to the Ramwanja Rural Foundation.
Ramwanja Rural Foundation is a refugee-led organization that works in refugee settlement and host community to uplift the life standards of refugees in fighting malnutrition, income generating, and also protecting environment. We are using compost to return the nutrients into the soil without damaging or causing any damage or harm to it. We are telling people to grow food that are indigenous instead of using GMOs. So that's how I apply regeneration into permaculture. We are growing mushroom from the waste. Initially, mushroom used to just germinate everywhere in the bush, but because of human activities, we have endangered the ecosystem. We can no longer get what? Mushroom, because there is no more manure. So that's why we are using waste to grow mushroom inside the home, as well as using compost to regenerate the soil so that it can return the way it was. It's the only thing that can easily regenerate or help a family to bounce back after a shock, because it helps people to have access to food. It also help people to regenerate or get money in short period. It acts as vegetable, it acts as medicine. That's why I say why mushroom is important to us, especially in refugee settlement.
Wherever you like. Congratulations, guys. So I'm actually really excited to be doing this award because I really kind of relate to where you're at. Like, I also run an organization that's in a really similar phase, like a couple of years in, and we're just kind of on the brink of transitioning into some sort of growth. And so I'm particularly interested in your answer to this, but, you know, how do you ensure that sort of, if considering regeneration, what does growth actually mean for you? Like, what will it mean for your projects or organizations? You want to answer that one?
Well, thank you. First of all, let me say how glad I am. My first thanks goes to Lush for recognizing our work, and it is really amazing to see a young child from just a fetus to a young child to an infant. Then we are growing up. So this prize means a lot to me, as well as to refugees community that I serve. So from a fetus to an infant, then from infant, meaning that I'm starting to crawl, then I'm standing up. So I'm really glad that this prize will help me to uplift more refugees, families that are struggling across the community that I serve. I have no more words on how I can explain this, but it is a great achievement to not only to me, but to the entire settlement that I serve. Thanks, Lush.
Infinitas gracias.
Our souls come into contact with what is called nature. So welcome.
I mean, I think this idea that growth doesn't just mean scale, and that it actually maybe means deepening work, reimagining work. I think that's incredibly important for everyone to kind of take away. Thank you so much, everyone. Congratulations. I'm going to hand over to Aja.
Congratulations to all the recipients of the Young Awards. We now move on to a category full of experience and resilience, where projects have withstood the test of time. And I'd like to welcome to the stage my new friend, Gamma, to help with these awards.
Good evening. The established award recognizes regenerative organizations that have withstood the test of time. There were 10 shortlisted nominations for the established prize category, which included Alam Sehat Lestari, Deccan Development Society, Drylands Natural Resources Center, Fundación Lugaya, Himalayan Permaculture Center, Jupago Kreka Collective, Permaculture in Ukraine, School of the Earth, the Cultural Conservancy, Vera Kocha Foundation for Alternative Development. After meticulous verification, I'm honored to announce that there are 2 prize recipients of the established award this year. And the first, in no particular order, is the Himalayan Permaculture Center.
विश्वमा परेको जलवायु परिवर्तनको नराम्रो असर, विनाश हुँदै गइरहेको वन जङ्गल
हरास हुँदै गइरहेको माटोको उर्वरा शक्ति र घट्दै गइरहेको कृषि उत्पादन बिग्रिँदै गइरहेको वातावरणलाई सन्तुलनमा राख्न जनचेतना फैलाउने हिसाबले हिमालयन पर्माकल्चर केन्द्र HBC को स्थापना गरिएको हो। यो स्थानीय गैर सरकारी संस्था हो।
हिमालयन पर्माकल्चर केन्द्रले ग्रामीण समुदायमा काम गर्दै आइरहेको छ। विशेष गरी महिलाहरूको क्षमता बढाई आर्थिक पहुँच लैङ्गिक समानता ल्याउनका लागि 5 वटा शीर्षकमा काम गर्दै आइरहेको छ। शिक्षा, स्वास्थ्य, जीविकोपार्जन, क्षमता अभिवृद्धि, कृषि। समाजमा रहेका विविधतालाई समानता र समानताको आधारमा विभेद मुक्त बनाई सुधार ल्याउन सकिन्छ। प्राथमिकताको आधारमा प्राथमिकरण गरेर गर्न सकिन्छ। मेरो परिकल्पनामा सफलता भनेको विश्वमा रहेका सबै मानव जातिहरू एकजुट भएर साझा उद्देश्यका साथ अगाडि बढ्दा समाजले भोग्नु परेको समस्याहरू सजिलै समाधान गर्न सकिन्छ।
प्राकृतिक तरिकामा मानव जीवनशैली नअपनाएसम्म, पर्यावरणलाई नबचाएसम्म जुनसुकै तरिकाले समाधान गरेको कुरा दिगोपना हुँदैन।
Well, we do have a second winner. Jupaco Cracker Collective.
Estamos regenerando nosso território com práticas que valorizam conhecimentos ancestrais, cuidando da cura da natureza sagrada a partir da epistemologia da cultura do encantamento, que valorizam uma consciência sensível que resulta em ações sutis. Buscamos a cura de uma herança colonizatória que afeta ambiente e mentes. Para nós, regeneração não é somente do meio ambiente. Nós compreendemos que somos natureza, por isso precisamos também regenerar mentes a partir da conexão com nossos saberes ancestrais. Nossos ancestrais habitam a natureza sagrada, então regenerar a natureza é regenerar sua casa e sua vida. Estamos protegendo 360 hectares de terra sagrada, que no passado foi degradado por agricultura inconsciente, fogo e criação de gado. Agora essa área está totalmente protegida, com atividades para regeneração promovidas por mulheres, homens, anciões e jovens. Ver as águas voltando à vida e correndo em nossa terra, ver os pássaros livres, não mais em gaiolas, cuidar da natureza para a natureza e não só para o uso humano, abraçar uma árvore que plantamos sem conseguir juntar as mãos do outro lado. Que as pessoas parassem de entender a natureza somente enquanto recurso para o seu uso. Que as pessoas parassem de pensar a natureza só pelos seus ganhos econômicos. Que cuidassem da água não somente para usar. E preservassem a terra não só para produzir alimentos. É hora de entender os direitos sagrados da natureza e começar a preservar a natureza para a natureza. O que as pessoas podem aprender com a gente, elas podem aprender com elas mesmas. É sair para sentir a vida e compreender como a vida está em relações profundas. É preciso aprender qual o seu papel na natureza sagrada, sendo parte dela, promovendo ações para o retorno de uma harmonia que os humanos romperam com sua ganância.
Congratulations to all of the recipients, and thank you for joining me for a little post-conversation. What advice would you give to anyone who's just starting out on their regenerative journey?
I'd like to thank firstly to the sacred nature, the enchanted force, for this opportunity, for this moment. Thank you to the people Shukuru Uruba for your trust, and at the same time saying that the responsibility that is to represent the sacred lands in the inward lands in the semi-arid northeast of Brazil, and thank Lush for the prize and for the possibility to really spread seeds, because in these indigenous voices from the semi-arid northeastern Brazil, it's the voice of a Brazilian language, which is Caatinga, the savannah in Brazil. We need visibility, we need to see the invisibles here, and we need to showcase them. Thank you. And the tip I would give is to really believe in your dreams. It is possible for us to live, to materialize the enchantment culture, and we are showing that. We here are together, and I want to share with you 3 dreams. And this is not my north, it's my south. I'm moved by that. It's my foundation. One of my dreams is that when I embrace a tree that I planted, I couldn't touch my fingertips, and I dream about that. Another dream is to walk in a forest that I'm planting, regenerating, and as we say there in our land, so we are disoriented, mesmerized, so where's the sun? And this is another dream. And the other dream is to not be able to see any birds in a cage. And I think that a bird in a cage goes against the loyalty with the old world. So let's dream together, let's help, let's regenerate, and yes, it is possible to materialize this enchantment culture. So let's throw the seeds to the wind. Gratitude. Good evening. I'd like to thank Mother Nature, my people, the Shukuru people, to the supporters, our sponsors, and to dream is the beginning of everything, to believe that we can make a difference, we can plant, we can harvest the fruits from our Mother Nature. We believe and we make a difference. Viva women of the Shukuru people.
Namaste everyone, good evening. First of all, I would like to thank to Lush for providing this prize.
It's good.
मैले बोलेको
I would like to thank every person in our HCP, how we could improve, environment, with this prize, we feel like we are energized. We feel empowered.
We have the courage to do more works. So we are doing the non-required work that are destroying our nature, that we have to end that all the activities. And so I would like to end by two words here, and I would like to thank Lush again. And I'm grateful here to present here within you all from different countries representing here. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. So we have reached the last award of the night. Yay! I'm so excited to present the last award. I've been smiling so hard that my cheeks are actually hurting, so I think we need to get to it. So I want to welcome both Rosie from Permaculture Magazine and Sarah, who is another prize judge, to help me to give out these awards. And this last award is actually the Permaculture Magazine Award. So it's in partnership with the Permaculture Magazine. And it awards individuals and projects that can demonstrate permaculture work for over 3 years. So they've been doing it for 3 years or more. And that's things like regenerating damaged land, enhancing habitats, helping people to gain skills around permaculture, and developing local economies. So some really important work.
There were 11 shortlisted nominations for the Permaculture Magazine Award, which included Bioregional Weaving Lab Waterfords, Groundswell International, Habiba Community, Comunidad Colinda, Nile Journeys, Soul Haven, Tejiendo Futuros, the Lions Gates Garden at Edinburgh Napier University, the Rewild Project CIC, the Other Dada, Unidos Social Innovation Center.
There are three prize recipients of the Permaculture Magazine Award this year, and the first prize goes to Soul Haven.
Woo!
Soul Haven is a community garden that helps people grow and connect with those who are around. It's about connecting people back to the earth, connecting people back to themselves and to the community that is around them, enabling people to overcome the trauma that they've experienced, the difficulties they've had in their life, and to be able to gain confidence. We work especially with people who are dealing with anxiety, ADHD, autism, and sort of mental health. As people work with the earth, it enables them to regenerate themselves, to find their space. And this is what we really focus on here, is getting people to have time for themselves, to connect back to the true nature of who they are. Now, not the diagnosis, not the problem, but being able to find purpose and being able to create a life that has meaning to them. We use permaculture principles to be able to give people meaning. As people plant in the garden, we see the regeneration of the earth, but we really focus on the regeneration of people. All these things are interconnected. Community, people, the earth, people care, earth care, future care.
The second of the 3 awardees is Tejiendo Futuros.
Regeneration Futuros es una organización sin fines de lucro fundada en 2018 en Panajachel, Guatemala. Somos co-creadores de las condiciones que garantizan el desarrollo integral de nuestra comunidad. Lo hacemos mediante un abordaje holístico con énfasis en los ejes de educación, agroecología, salud, atención psicosocial y emprendimiento. Regeneración es la búsqueda honesta del restablecimiento de nuestro vínculo con el todo, mediante el reconocimiento del profundo impacto que tienen las acciones que ejecutamos. Regeneración es la construcción de rutas que garantizan el balance, la continuidad de la vida en nuestro planeta y su pleno desarrollo. Fomentamos el desarrollo de la conciencia, la creatividad, el pensamiento crítico, la innovación y el trabajo en equipo en cada uno de los miembros de nuestra comunidad. Así nos convertimos en agentes de cambio, capaces de crear y promover poderosas acciones disruptivas que generen las transformaciones que anhelamos para nuestro mundo. El cambio que queremos ver a escala global es la ruptura de los paradigmas que nos mantienen atrapados en interpretaciones y dinámicas destructivas. Los paradigmas educativos, productivos, de consumo y de desarrollo deben ser reevaluados y adaptados a las necesidades actuales en función de garantizar una existencia digna para todos y todas.
And the third prize goes to Unidos Social Innovation Center.
I'm Paulino, and I'm a refugee here in Naki Valley Refugee Settlement, Uganda. And in 2018, I decided to found Unidos Social Innovation Center that focus on empowering refugees through inclusive entrepreneurial skills to enable them create their own opportunities, but also doing regenerative works.
Naki Valley Refugee Settlements shelter over 12,000 families from neighboring countries and cultures, including Congo, Burundi, Somalia, Ethiopia, Eritrea, and South Sudan. Regeneration to us means design human system that co-involve in relation with their natural environments, which in return generates mutual benefits and a greater expression of resilient life. We teach permaculture to be able to apply different design to grow more food to end hunger crisis in Naki Valley refugee settlements. And we strongly take in consideration the ethics of permaculture to live in harmony with the nature and learn how to protect it and use permaculture principles to create and innovate new opportunities as refugees. There's so much to learn from us, seeing where we are coming from, a place where living and hard condition we are in as a refugee, but we are transforming the hard situation that we are passing through into successful story and create our own opportunities as a refugee.
This is Juliet from Realliance, and Unidos Social Innovation Center are part of Realliance. She's taking it on their behalf. Yes, Paulino couldn't be with us, but we do have some video footage from him. So he's going to share what this award means to the project.
Hi everyone, I'm Paulino Mzaliwa. I'm from Naki Valley Refugee Settlements, and I work as a director at Unidos Social Innovation Center. I'm really excited to be among the Lush Spring Prize winner of this year. And we are planning to extend our work in other zones within Naki Valley refugee settlements, and we are committed to train refugees on the following skills: learning how to assess the quality of the soil, how to improve the soil by making a nutritious organic fertilizer by using compost mats within the help of worms, and how to grow their own food in an environmentally repairing way. Our gratitudes go to Permaculture Magazine to organize this, and Lush for selecting us as a potential prize recipients, and the Enidos team for working hard to deserve this prize. Thank you.
Congratulations to you all. Again, an award that I have a connection to in some way. I've not worked in necessarily a community garden, but I did meet one of the co-hosts, Mona, in a community garden, and I knew nothing of permaculture principles before I went there and met her. But I've since learnt about them, and they have been transformative to my life, and obviously meeting Mona has been transformative to my life, and I've seen how the principles really can transform lives. And I mean, in those 3 videos, we saw things being applied slightly differently, but they all had impacts on the communities. So I guess my question is, you're doing a lot already, but what will the prize support you to do? What will this support enable you to, how will it enable you to expand what you're already doing? Don't fight over it.
There is so much that we want to do. We want to be able to establish a new community cafe. So we have community events in our garden on the farm where we're based. But we want to be able to help educate people more, to teach them the skills to be able to cook for themselves and be able to learn how to have catering in a healthy way through vegan food, and to be able to take those out into the community. So it goes beyond where we are into areas where people may be a bit disadvantaged, and reach out to them and show them that vegan food isn't complicated, and it is rich of nutrients, and there are different ways that they can connect with the earth, and they can grow their own food and sustain themselves. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to express thank you to the Permaculture Magazine. I also want to recognize people that are following us from Guatemala, because this is a teamwork. There are many people who are working hard every day to provide the best to our community. This prize, it's like an extra push, an extra motivation to keep on working, to keep on regenerating not only the environment, but also regenerating people, children, men, women. So yes, that's basically it. Keep on working. Thanks for this prize.
As well, and especially during the past few years, I became increasingly conscious of how few people actually have access to nature, to land, and those who do even have quite a disconnection from it. So I'm wondering, what are simple ways that all of us, even if we maybe don't work in community gardens, or what are ways that all of us can maybe adopt some of the permaculture principles and share them with people so that more people can be aware of them?
Okay, yes. Bueno, nosotros tenemos el privilegio en Guatemala, en Panajachel.
In Guatemala, in Panajachel, we are surrounded by nature. We are really connected to nature. We have a lake, fire, earth, water, air surround us. But of course, some people are disconnected. But it's more like an spiritual and mental disconnection as a consequence of poverty in our community. So it's our job to inspire people, regenerate the way they think, their hearts, their minds, so that they can reconnect again with water, earth, fire, and air. Thank you.
Opportunity. So many people feel that they don't have opportunity, but it just starts with a dream. That's how we started. It was too big, it was too difficult, but we are nature. We are not separate from nature. That is the greatest thing that I can share, is that we can see the nature of who we are and look at ourselves in different ways. We show, you can grow flowers on your windowsill, plants on your windowsill. No matter where you are, you can grow food, even if it's a little bit, because that changes your whole life. That's what we teach. We show people how to plant a seed, and in that time, in our program, they see something grow. And for many people, that's the first time they've cared for something. That's the first time they've seen something grow. And they see that, and they see that they too can grow. And that's the message I would leave to you all, that you can all grow and be, and you are nature. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I would just like to thank Lush and Permaculture Magazine for this privilege to be here, and all the people who have made Solhaven positive, and for it to happen, because it is only through community and working together that it is possible. Thank you so much.
Can you take them? Thank you so much. Thank you. So we have reached the end of quite an epic night. Co-hosts, Aja, Mona, how are you feeling? What stood out to you? I mean, that's quite a big question because there were so many things, but yeah, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling so inspired and so full of hope, and I can't believe it's the end of the night already. But I think after tonight, I'm going to take all of these stories into the work I do. I'm going to share them online. I'm going to talk about them with my dad, who's watching in Virginia. Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
And I think that's what we should all be doing. You should be sharing these stories among your friends. Use it as a conversation starter. Use it as a chance to uplift some of the good work that we've seen in this room, because it doesn't end here. This is only the beginning of building coalition, and that's what we all need to be working towards.
Yeah, I think it stood out to me that I found that transformed your life, Fisayo. That was quite a revelation to me. No, I think what's felt so exciting is that compared to last time was during sort of late end of COVID times, and so we were doing the whole thing live streamed online, and because we had to we had to hit all the different continents at the time zone that suited them. We did an 8-hour ceremony. So Fisayo and I were in a studio.
Marathon.
And we came back, can you believe it? But yeah, so we had 8 hours with the amazing Spring Prize team. But, you know, trying to kind of get a feel for the projects on a small screen online, and then there's a bit of tech difficulty, and then the translation cuts out and whatever. So to actually be here and to feel the energy in the room, to be able to just like chat to people, like see their products, what they make, and to see how much like synergy there is in the room, even though everyone's working across like different continents. And I'm very excited about having my mushroom porridge from Ramanja.
Yes. Exactly. I mean, it's just a real honor to be amongst this work. And I think Mona and I talk a lot about this because we meet grassroots projects a lot and we interview grassroots projects. And I think sometimes it can be both overwhelming and exhausting, to be honest, doing this work, especially when you feel like everything's stacked against you. But what's been so amazing about being in this space is the celebration and the joy. Because I think we sometimes forget to be joyful in this work as well. And being the change is a joyful thing to do. So yeah, just being amongst people celebrating and joy has been a really lovely place to be. And being able to learn, discuss, and share, which is what Untelevised is all about, has been a real honor.
The workshops have been amazing as well.
Exactly.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
It hasn't just been awards.
No.
It's been workshops. It's been making new friends. It's been having new experiences. It's been riding on reclaimed material barges together. It's just been a really wonderful 3 days, and I'm really honored, and it's a privilege to be here with all of you.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. And as Aja has said, it doesn't stop here. Not just tonight, there's still some workshops, some sharing of stories, some peer-to-peer discussions that will be going on. And if you're watching online or if you're in the room and you want to learn more about the projects, we do have a website, springprize.org.
Radical.
Yes, springprize.org. You can find out more about all of the organizations that you've seen today. You can apply, you can nominate an organization, so do check it out. And also, as everyone has sort of said, act yourself in your community. It's about the big macro changes, but it's also about the micro changes and the things that we can all do. There are things that we can all do in our environments to make a change. So have a think about what that might be, and yeah, use this as your inspiration, your impetus to do something.
Springboard.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much to the Spring Prize team for just making this such a lovely... In fact, should we get them up on stage?
You know what? I think.
Come on, Spring Prize.
I think they should
come on.
Come on. Rachel Fluff.
Where's Anna?
Honestly,
Where's Fran? Come on, Anna. Come on, Fran.
Yeah, they're not budging. They're not moving. They're not moving.
They don't.
Come on.
They don't.
I know. Sorry, James.
They don't
always be dressed just in case. Look at Johnny. You know, you should take a leaf out of Johnny's book. Yeah, where's Sophie?
There are lots.
These guys work so hard to get us here tonight.
And I mean, there are lots of people that are being very humble in the audience and have not stood up, but something like this takes a lot of
There's
work.
Sophie back there.
I mean, let's also clap for our interpreters so that we've all been able to understand one another tonight. We've got our sound, light, set design, etc. Also,
travel
team.
Rachel and Flo.
Yeah. there's an epic amount of people that.
Yes.
That.
And it's called the Lush Spring Prize, but Ethical Consumer Magazine are one of the partners involved in organizing it. Yes, amazing. Thank you. I feel we might have overstayed our welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Go
Thank
party.
you all for being here tonight. Let's go party. Bye. Good night.